Hi guys, I'm in the car again, and I figured, this might be an interesting video for y'all to just play in the background. You don't have to watch anything, there's not going to be any clips or anything like that to react to. I want to read the messages that Gypsy Rose sent to Nina. And she goes by Nina Beauty Influencer or Nina the Beauty Influencer over on TikTok. I have inserted, I think, one of her videos in previous videos that I've done about Gypsy. And to be honest, and this is not anything against her, I tried to follow along, but I just find her videos kind of hard to follow along with consistently. I've watched a few, but there's just a lot happening, and I have a hard time kind of following the timeline because she'll talk about stuff that is, a lot. I don't want to say a lot, but a lot of it is just hearsay and rumors, and then there will be something that is really solid evidence, and then it'll be something else. Like, I don't know. It's nothing personal. There are certain creators that I can really follow along with the content that they're putting out, and then there are others where it's kind of hit and miss. But on her live stream recently, I don't know if it was yesterday or what, I came across these posts on Reddit. These messages were sent on or about the 13th of March based on what I could see in the screen grabs. So I want to just start at the top, and I'll pepper my opinions throughout. And at the end of the video, I also want to talk about an article that people just did on Gypsy regarding her shutting down all of her social media. So Gypsy sent these to Nina, like I mentioned. She starts out, "That comment I made on YouTube was wildly taken out of context. I was asked a question I assumed was talking about Nick. I was trying to explain how his autism doesn't absolve him of the crime. I have a cousin with autism, and I support the autistic community." I would beg to differ, because and I'll throw that comment if I can find it right here, but that comment was not showing support to the autistic community, in my opinion, but you guys can be the judge. "I hate that everyone took that and ran, that I don't support or think autism is a real thing. I do know that." But in the comment, she said that people who are actually struggling, and if you're talking about people who are actually struggling, then in the context that was used, people are going to walk away with the opinion that you are saying, this person isn't actually struggling. I'm going to talk about people who are actually struggling. This person is not one of those people. That was the opinion of many people who came across that comment. "I was only trying to make a point. If someone goes out and commits a crime under any circumstances, manipulated or not, some accountability must be taken under law. Or else, if autism was the exception to crime, people would use that as an excusable behavior. That's all I meant, and I said it in a way that seemed messed up." She goes on to say, "My apologies to you and everyone who was offended. I honestly didn't know how to phrase it how I meant it. I was only trying to explain how I felt regarding my co-defendant, who, yes, has autism, but is a level 1 and was diagnosed as level 1, who needs very little help to function. The expert testified this at his trial." Again, I'll put the comment up. I didn't take away that, I didn't take anything like that away from her comment, and like I said, a lot of other people agreed with it. It was not... Here's the thing, like, Gypsy knows how to put together sentences. She also knows how to manipulate people. And the fact that she put that out publicly and then expected people to only take away what she thought she was saying, even though, in my opinion, I just don't think she thought people would screen grab that comment and make such a conversation piece out of it. She continued and said, now, is that the popular opinion? No. Do I feel bad about Nick being in prison for something that I asked him to do? Absolutely, that weighs on me, but I can't crawl in a ball and cry about it every single day. I need to focus on my own mental health. And as for advocating for him, quite honestly, people advocated for me to get released early, and it wasn't worth a damn, because ultimately the court system has the main control. Social media doesn't. Here's been my whole thing. Get released from prison, focus on your healing, and do what you want to do in your own private life. Don't come out here and say that you don't identify as the M word and, go on all these podcasts and interviews, basically majorly discounting the role that you played. And
I don't associate myself as a murderer because if you think about it, yes, I had a part to play in it. I asked Nick for help. And how that conversation started was, he was saying that he would protect me from anyone. I said, anyone. He said, yes. I said, even my mother. He said, yes. And then the plan kind of formed from there. But he's the one that did the actual kill, not me. I can't kill anyone. That's why he's in trouble to begin with, because he's the one that did it. So when they say I'm a murderer, I don't identify as that.
Get snarky with people who have an opinion about it. Like, social media does matter. And I realize what she's saying. Yes, the courts do matter. But social media is also a very powerful presence. And I think that she has felt that, especially as of the last couple of weeks. And correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that anyone was expecting her to crawl in a hole and cry about anything. We just expected you to not come out and be snarky and act like a high school mean girl who is all of a sudden getting the attention that she has been longing for. I am under strict parole guidelines, and when it comes to discussing Nick, I just don't want to say anything or make any moves regarding him because, quite honestly, freedom is nice and I don't want to take that for granted. I may not address that I feel responsible for him being in prison, but that is my cross to bear. We both had to walk our journey separately. But it's still the things that she has said and the way that she's acted that has really pissed people off. I don't think that a lot of people are expecting her to be out here advocating for her co-defendant, but she could have certainly been a little bit more responsible with the way that she handled her post-prison media spotlight that she was under. She fumbled the ball, and now she had to close down all of her social media. And in my interview where I said I didn't identify as a murderer, I really didn't phrase that right. What I meant was, I'm not going to say, go on a job interview, reach out my hand and shake the interviewer's hand and say, hey, I'm Gypsy, I'm a murderer. So a lot of this is parroted in her accountability video, which I'll link down below. Bullshit. I think that this is literally taking such an important argument and crinkling it up and saying, oh, well, I'm not going to go to an interview and call myself or introduce myself as a murderer. Nobody is expecting that from her. All that I meant by that was my past does not define my future, which I disagree. I think that your past will follow you, especially based on how you discuss it current day. It doesn't mean that I'm innocent, because I'm not, but I did my time, and I think since I have been given the second chance by the court system, that I should be able to have a second chance in the public as well. Now, granted, unfortunately, I came out of prison and had to promote a documentary series, which I felt like they pushed interviews into the ground and it led to massive exposure. The support was nice at first until people started turning on me, and I'm not saying everybody has to be pro Gypsy or support Gypsy, but I don't think that my best shot in life is being scrutinized by the public. If you want to come out and shill an ebook and do podcasts and do interviews, you are making yourself a public figure. And the things that you parrot out of your mouth during these interviews and podcasts, people are going to change their opinion on you. Maybe they liked it at first, and because of the way that you have handled yourself, people now say, I don't really care for this, and this is how I feel. Welcome to being a public figure. You chose to sign on with Lifetime. You chose to do an ebook. You chose to make yourself very well known and then cash in on all of the nonsense that happened during and after your crime. Lifetime has their own PR and their own agenda for wanting to make their show popular, but I'm on the end trying to do what's best for myself. For advocating, I'm going to be doing a video because I signed up to volunteer with Habitat for Humanity, and unfortunately, I received an email from them rejecting my offer to volunteer because they don't want me specifically to volunteer. Can you blame them? No, I covered that in the past video too. I wrote them back a response and asked if I could make a significant donation to their organization, and I have not heard back from them. If she claims that she donated to Habitat for Humanity, I would want to see the receipt for that, because me personally, when we're talking about a large sum of money being given to an organization that she benefited from when her mother was still alive, I would just want full transparency, but I haven't heard anything about that now. I am also making plans to donate to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, but quite honestly, I would like to talk to someone at the New Orleans branch, bring a picture of me when I was on my Make-A-Wish trip, and apologize when I give the check. What? You want to take a picture and then apologize? What? That is weird. I've also been doing what I can to advocate for my friend Amelia by means of different projects like the Innocence Project, the Willow Project, and also some very important connections that I have made, all of which I will talk about in my show, which as a reminder, Amelia is somebody else whom is in prison for a crime very similar to Gypsy. I'm doing what I can to multitask, adjusting to society, dealing with the hate on social media, and trying to navigate what is advocation and getting in connection with people who can help guide me on that journey. It's a lot on my hands, a lot on my plate for someone just getting out of prison. I feel like the world expects me to be some kind of superhero and cure cancer, and if I'm not living up to that, then they are upset, whatever. I find this, I found Gypsy to do this quite a few times. She will take something completely out of context and then get mad when she thinks people are taking her out of context, which is just hypocrisy. But to say that people are expecting you to cure cancer, no, they're just expecting you to not come out and, say negative things about somebody whom you manipulated and then call into question whether or not he is autistic enough based on your standards. They expect you to not, run around here saying, and the D is fire, and getting snarky with people who have maybe a negative comment about your husband, and then you're posting and deleting videos, and then you're deleting your social media. It seems a little illogical to me, the way that all of this has unfolded.
Quite a few support, quite a few hate. The hate doesn't bother me. I'm pretty secure in who I am as a person, and I just don't let it get to me. I always was told and learned, even in prison, that when haters run their mouths, the best thing to get under their skin is not like engaging in the drama. It's actually just living your life, like not letting it affect you. And so all the hate that's on social media doesn't affect my normal life. It doesn't affect my marriage or my happiness. The people that really know me love me because they actually know me.
I have nothing to hide. I'm not afraid of anyone speaking on my case as long as they are reading from actual court documents without editing or twisting the knowledge. I'm also not afraid of Nick speaking out, and I watched just like everybody else on that YouTube channel that was supposed to have him talk, and I was disappointed because I was looking forward to hearing what he had to say as well. I'm sure that she was not looking forward to Nick saying anything. Moving on, she said, "My life has been so publicly put out there for everyone to chew up at this point. There's nothing he could say that would shock me or make me afraid of what he's going to say. But I think it was a smart decision for him not to say anything right now, because I know when I was going through my court cases, when I was still in county jail, my attorneys told me to not talk to the media. So I think it would have been a bad move for him while he's going through his appeals to just openly talk about everything. I think he should rightfully have his time to talk, but at the right moment." Gypsy trying to act like she cares about Nick's well-being is one of the most ridiculous things that I've seen in a while. Now, I want to glaze over this article from People, which I'll link in my description box. It says Gypsy Rose Blanchard wanted to set the record straight with her followers before departing from social media. On Thursday, Blanchard, 32, took to TikTok to share a video, which has since been deleted along with the rest of her account on TikTok and other platforms, where she said she felt regret and apologized to all the people that she offended with a lack of accountability. So, blah, blah, blah. I did a full reaction to that. The part that I thought was interesting is it says, "A source explained to People that her decision was at the advisement of her parole officer so she won't get in trouble and go back to jail." So that I found interesting. Obviously, I don't know who the source is and whatever, but I do think that her loudness and her demeanor and just the way she was moving was probably not making her parole officer very happy. I think most of us could agree on that. But, let her stay off social media. Let her do, whatever. I saw a clip where she visits her mother's gravesite in the Lifetime show. I'd like to know how y'all feel about that. Especially, it being filmed and part of the show. I just thought that was interesting. But yeah, that's what's going on. She sent very lengthy messages to Nina, and I wanted to go over those with y'all. So, how do you feel? Do you feel like, I think that Gypsy is one of those people who thought that maybe she could control the narrative of social media. And here's the thing, like, if you're actually being problematic, social media is going to pick up on that. If you're being disingenuous, social media is going to pick up on that. And social media is full of opinions. And you can't come on here and make a video talking about, oh, I don't care about the haters this, haters that, and then delete the video and send messages like this to one of the people that has been loudest with their criticism of Gypsy. So anyway, I need to move on with my day, but can't wait to see what y'all have to say. So for now, if you like the video, please leave a like in the comments. And if you'd like to see more from me in the future, please subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.